It is time for some fitness. I'm super excited about our workout today. I mean, I'm always excited about our workout. Mostly, yeah. Don't forget your own music, because I can't play any for you. Although I did accidentally sing on one of my other classes and apologize, and then someone reminded me that you shouldn't apologize for things that you do because we're all uniquely ourselves and we can't really change who we are. We can change our behaviors, but who we are is who we are, and that's okay. Yeah, so our workout today is a little different. I'm not sure how it's gonna go, so that's exciting for me, hopefully exciting for you too. But I wanted to use it as an opportunity to talk about commitment. Because I know in my own recovery journey and as I experience other people's, one of the recurring themes is this inability to trust ourselves, right? Like maybe we're not trusting our inner instincts, or we're worried we'll fall into past behaviors, et cetera, et cetera. And that trust for yourself has to be a foundation. And trust comes from committing to something and following through on it. So I wanted to use this workout as an opportunity for you to commit to yourself. One, for your own health and wellness, but two, to remind you that every small commitment that you follow through with builds personal integrity. It has nothing to do with the outside world. So I may or may not ever hear from you whether or not you've fulfilled this commitment, but it's for you. It's for you to know I did it. I'm amazing and I can do hard things. So what you need for the workout is your own music and to know how old you are. That's it. So stop talking and we can get started with our warm up. First, we want to get some blood flowing to those joints. So we're going to swing our arms and legs 10 times. 10 times side to side. And 10 times up and down. And then you want to do the same thing with your legs, 10 times forward and back. And then 10 times side to side. Okay, so before we get started, I'm going to introduce you to all the moves and some variations that you can do. The first one that we're going to do is push-ups. I put this one first, personally, because I don't like them. But I need to do that, and I'm going to make a commitment to doing them. When we do push-ups, we really want to activate our back muscles and our triceps. So what that means is, if I turn to the side, you'll see better. When we go wide elbowed, see how my shoulder is kind of like pointing in? We don't want that, right? So if you keep your elbows nice and tight to your rib cage, the shoulder, let me move my hand, stays in that position like if you were to roll it back and put it in your back pocket. So when you do your push-ups, you want your fingers pointing up, here towards the ceiling, but when I'm doing a push-up, it's forward. And you want those elbows to stay super tight. I would rather you did 36 assisted push-ups with tight elbows than you did 36 push-ups with wide elbows, because it's going to be safer for your shoulders and it's also going to develop a wider range of muscles. That being said, push-ups don't count unless your chest touches the floor. So I see a lot of push-ups like this, and I'm not negating that this means you're strong, right? But you're missing out on a range of motion. So I want you to go down. Now look, my elbows are breaking that 90-degree plane. and up. If you want to be a perfectionist, make sure your thighs and your chest touch at the same time. So, no, yes, okay? Little things. So, if push-ups are a struggle for you, like they are for me, you have a few options to make them easier. Don't mind all my random junk. One is to grab a chair. We'll pretend this is a chair. Or a table, and use that. Still want those tight elbows though. Another one is a worming push-up. So if you don't want to have anything stable to hold you, you start a plank, you lower your thighs, keep those elbows tight, push up half of your body, and then squeeze to get the other side up. Any questions on push-up technique? Nope. All right, the next one is leg lift. I think a lot of people do crunches and sit-ups, which are great for your abdomen, but these hip flexors need some love too. So we're gonna commit to making those strong by laying down. You can support your back if you'd like, and you're just gonna lift your legs up, let them down, almost touch, and back up. When they're up, pull your belly button to your spine so that your whole entire back is touching, and try to maintain that contact on the way down. It's gonna make it a lot more difficult, but a better workout. Okay, last but not least, we have lunges. Key point with lunges is you want to maintain this hip width. So I like to do it over something where I can see, but basically you want to make sure you step forward and your feet are as wide as they were when you're standing before you touch down. The problem is when we do a tightrope lunge, see how my feet are in line with each other? I lose my stability. So you want to have your feet nice and wide, touch down, use all your muscles to get back up. Questions? Okay, looks like there's some new people here. So I will repost the workout in the chat, or what do we call that? The comments? Gosh, I've been Zooming so much, I'm using Zoom words all the time. But basically, you're gonna pick your age. So I happen to be 36 years young this year. Actually, March 11th, right before the pandemic, was my birthday. So this beautiful time home and with you people is my gift. And you're gonna commit to doing that many push-ups, that many leg lifts, and that many lunges, hopefully today, but you could spread it across a couple days if you needed to. I'm gonna put the timer on so that we can do it during this session, but you can go slower as fast as you want. So if today you're just feeling 5 push-ups and 5 leg lifts and then you're done, then good, you did something for your body, but make sure you follow through on that commitment later today or tomorrow or sometime in the near future. Another question you might have, I'm guessing, is what order? You can mix it up. So I'm not a big fan of push-ups. I'm not gonna do 36 push-ups straight into 36 leg lifts. I'm probably gonna do five of each and see how far I get. But again, I'm not gonna go fast today. My body's in the mood to work on good movement patterns. So I'm gonna focus on good form. You do you. Any questions? Looking for my, there it is. Goodness gracious. Tyler, are you gonna work out with us?
Yeah.
Okay, then can you move then?
Why?
Yes.
Why?
All right, friends. Hopefully you've got a plan. You remember how old you are, because you know that's a thing sometimes. And it looks like there's no questions on the movements. We're at 3:10, so we can do 13 minutes of work and see how far you get today. Do, 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 do. All right, go ahead and get ready and go. I think I forgot to say, but with the lunges, it's per leg. Make sure there's no questions. Man, even going slow, I'm still out of breath. Fitness life. If you're just joining us, push-ups, legless, and lunges. Commit to yourself. I'm doing sets of 5. You can do however many you want at a time. I keep moving because my feet slip. just hit 25. That's where my life started to get manageable, I guess I'll say. With your lunges, the slower you go, the better. Your knee should touch, but if it's slamming, you're not tightening your muscles enough. Check in and make sure. Okay, we're good. Don't forget to breathe. All right, we're going for last set of 5 for me. Four minutes. And then 1 extra of each for my 36th year. And we still have 3 minutes left. Go ahead and keep moving. I'm going to grab some water.
No.
Keep going, friends. Little less than 3 minutes left. All right, 60 seconds. Twenty seconds. Stick with it. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, big deep breaths. Some of you might still have work to do. You can keep on working while I talk about stretches. Go ahead and hit the pause button if you want the stretches later. Or pause on the work and come back to what you have left to do. Those of you who finished all of your years, you can go ahead and take a big deep breath and we're gonna stretch. But before I do, I just want to tell you a little story. When I was writing this workout, it just kept growing, right? Like I kept saying like, oh my gosh, well, I'm 36 years old, so I should do this every day for 36 days. And oh, maybe we should run 36 miles too. And then I'd have to run a mile a day, and that's manageable, but what if I forget? And I went down this rabbit hole. And I just want to remind you that the reason I call it brain and body gains is to connect what you learn in the gym with your outside life. When I take on too much, my life becomes overwhelming and unmanageable. And I have that habit, right? Like, oh, if a little bit's good, a lot's even better. So I had to really learn to restrain myself, and that still happens when I was writing this workout. I was like, no, just do your years, and that's it. And I had that question, like, oh, but what if it's not enough? What if the workouts like doesn't take enough time, or it doesn't feel like enough of a workout for people? You all have your own choices. You can do more workouts. And the truth is, those little accomplishments are going to be stepping stones for bigger ones. So maybe you do want to do this again tomorrow, or every morning when you wake up, or maybe split it across the week and do it every week, or maybe just today is fine and that one little success is good for you. And put a bonus in there. I've had a hard time getting outside because I kind of get caught up in my work, but I put a bonus that you can walk a mile for every year that you are. So I'm going to try to walk 36 miles. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'm going to try to do that on any day that's nice. And I encourage you to do so also. And if you do, share it with me. Okay, enough of me blabbing. Let's go ahead and stretch. So the first stretch we're going to do is for the fronts of your shoulders, where we did all those lovely push-ups. And if you were with me yesterday, lots of lovely burpees too. You lay down and make a T. Then you're going to pull your opposite hand in. I don't care which one you start with. That's just for leverage. Your other hand stays exactly where it is. You just roll over and relax. If you want, you can also kick your leg. But make sure that palm stays down. And then roll over. We're going to do the same thing with the other side. So you make a big T. Bring your opposite hand in for leverage. Keep this one glued right where it is. Roll over and relax your neck. If you need more of a stretch, kick your leg. All right, and then the next one, we want to stretch those beautiful hip flexors. So we're gonna put our toes together, sit right on our heels, and then lean back. You might just stop here. We really want the stretch here. You might also feel like your quads. Some people will be able to go down to their elbows, and some people will be able to go all the way to the floor. This one's not fun, but if you've been sitting in a chair a lot, it's gonna be really good for you. Now, if you're on the floor and you're thinking, how the heck do I get out of this? No worries, just roll to the side. So thanks for working out with me today. I did put the link to all of the mutual aid groups outside of Rock Recovery. You know, we're not affiliated with anything, but we support everything, as well as the number and contact information up here. I'll just explain a different way today. I had someone say to me the other day that they got feedback like, wow, my goal is to look like Lisa. I got here through a lot of hard work. I'm not an expert by any means, but I have lots of experience and lots of tries and lots of fails and some wins along the way. Or I guess you either win or learn, right? So I've learned a lot, we'll put it that way. The same is true for recovery. So if you're looking at any of us here and saying, wow, I want their recovery, you know, any of the Facebook Live people, Chelsea, Kirsten, John, Yana, myself, as well as some of the people you don't see on Facebook, like Kara and Eric and Brian, our wonderful team. We are not experts on recovery, but we walk the walk and talk the talk. And that's what our peer services are about. So if you're looking at us and hoping that a loved one of yours or a friend or even you yourself could have the type of recovery that we have, we can't promise you we know all the answers, but we can promise that we will do everything we can to help you on your journey. So that's really what peer services is about, just being with there while you walk the walk. So I encourage you to reach out if that's something you want in your life. And I thank you and appreciate you, and I will see you tomorrow at 3.